Hello and welcome to Mid-Ohio Food Bank. Thank you for choosing to volunteer with us today. Your work will help us get much needed food to our hungry neighbors in Central and Eastern Ohio. All of the food that you'll help us sort and repack has been donated by grocery stores in our area. After you pack the food, it will be distributed to one of over 650 food pantries, soup kitchens, emergency shelters, and other nonprofit feeding sites we serve in our 20-county footprint. Without your help, we wouldn't be able to get this food to our hungry neighbors. Before we get into the specifics of what you will be doing today, let's cover some housekeeping items. Please be aware that due to safety concerns, no cell phone use is allowed in the project area. This includes phone calls, texting, and listening to music. If you need to make a call or send a text, please let a staff member know and step outside of the project area and into the hallway. Headphone use is prohibited in the project area. Feel free to store your cell phone in a locker or keep it in your pocket. Food and drink are also not permitted in the project area. We will provide bottled water during breaks and at the end of your shift. In the event of a tornado or fire drill, please follow your project lead to the designated safety area. Mid-Ohio Food Bank is a non-smoking property due to our status as a LEED certified green building. If you smoke, you will need to cross Brookham Drive and smoke on the other side of the street. We apologize for the inconvenience and thank you for helping us keep our LEED certification. For your volunteer shift, you'll be working in our reclamation or salvage area. This is where grocery store and distribution center donations come into the food bank to be inspected, sorted, and repacked for distribution to our partner agencies. There are two main types of responsibilities in this project. You will either be working at the tables or on the conveyor belt. If you are stationed at a table, you and your team members will be responsible for going through the donated product, checking that it is still fit for distribution, and making sure that it is clean. We'll talk more about the standards for acceptable products in a few moments. If you are stationed at the conveyor belt, you will take the product that the volunteers at the tables have inspected and repack it into boxes by category. You will then stack the boxes on pallets for storage and distribution. If you're stationed at one of the tables, you will be provided with an apron and gloves on your way into the reclamation area. The aprons are disposable and they have a loop at the top for your head and a loop at each side. The loops at each side will be used to tie around your back. Pull gently to detach the side loops at the top and tie them behind your back. If you have to leave the work area, please dispose of your apron and gloves and get a new set upon your return. The staff member who is supervising your project will then assign you a spot at one of the tables. You will normally be in a group of 3 to 4 people per table. On your table, you will see a bucket full of cleaning solution diluted with water and cleaning rags, and at the end of your table will be the product you will sort for the shift. Many of the boxes you will go through are banana boxes. We reuse these boxes as long as we can, so try not to break down any banana boxes during your shift. To open a banana box, simply lift up on the top and the lid should come right off. When the box is empty, you will stack it on a pallet set aside for empty banana boxes, which a food bank staff member will point out to you before you start working. All other types of boxes can be broken down and placed in the blue recycling bins. Although we are grateful for every donation we get, there are a few types of items that we are not able to accept. These include any consumables meant for a baby under the age of 1, including formula and baby food, tobacco and alcohol products, perishable items, any product that says keep refrigerated, any unsealed items, anything that is missing the name of the product, manufacturer, net weight, or ingredients, gallon water jugs, empty containers, anything that has been taped closed or resealed before it came to us, any package that is open. If the item is something that we do accept, you'll need to check for expiration and best by dates. You will come across both types of dates as you go through the boxes. We are able to take non-perishable items up to 6 months past their best by date and up to 3 months past their expiration date. In other words, if a product has a best by date printed on it that is either in the future or within the past 6 months, the product can still be used. If the date printed on it is more than 6 months in the past, then it must be discarded in one of the gray garbage bins. For your convenience, these dates will be written on a dry erase board in the reclamation area so that you can reference them during your shift. If you come across an item that doesn't have a date on it, then we can keep it. The only exception to these rules is first aid items. Any over-the-counter medication or first aid item must have an expiration date of 2 months or further in the future. Another thing you'll need to look for are damaged seals on packaging and cans. Depending on the type of product, these can look very different. For instance, plastic or glass bottles and jars can have several different types of seals. You can have a jar of peanut butter, which has a twist-off lid, but will also have a tamper-proof seal underneath the lid. In cases like this, always remove the lid and check the seal underneath. Some plastic or glass bottles will have a twist-off cap, which is normally connected to a ring which remains on the bottle when opened. If the cap has been separated from the ring, you'll need to discard the item. Some salad dressings and other items will have a paper seal glued around the cap and the top of the bottle. If the seal is broken, the bottle needs to be discarded. If a glass jar has a safety button on the lid, check to make sure it hasn't popped up. If it has, then throw it out. Similarly, if a glass jar has dents on the lid, it will need to be thrown away. If a jar has a shrink wrap seal around the lid, check to see if this seal is intact. If it is slightly damaged but you can still tell that no one could have tampered with the product inside, it can be kept. For instance, if the jar has both a shrink wrap seal and a safety button on the lid, if the shrink wrap seal is damaged but the button is not popped up, the product is still good. Seals on metal cans are another story. Here's what to look for when you're inspecting a canned item. Swollen cans, rust that doesn't wipe off, any dents along the seams or seals of a can, and dents that create sharp creases or corners. This could mean that the can has been compromised or contaminated. If a box such as a cereal box is open, always check the seal on the bag inside. If the bag is intact, the item can be kept. Simply tape the box up with the tape on your table and send it on its way. If there is no inner bag inside the open box, we'll have to toss it. The basic rule for all items is to make sure that seals protecting the food from contamination are intact. If you see any indication that the food could be contaminated, throw it out. As you go through the product, you may also come across non-food items, such as first aid products, pet food, diapers, paper towels, and other personal or paper products. We can also accept these items. Inspect the seals on first aid items as you would for food products. If a package of paper products has been opened, simply remove any of the product that may be dirty and tape up the package. The exceptions are baby items, toilet paper, and feminine care items. If these packages are open, toss them out. If you come across a bottle with a pump, be sure to close the pump. You'll probably need to push down and turn to do this. If the pump is closed, we can be sure that the product won't leak on the other items in the box. If you find a bottle of any kind of liquid, always make sure it isn't leaking. One way to do this is to shake it over the trash can. Any flammable materials such as matches or lighter fluid will need to be set aside. Alert a staff member if you come across these. All aerosol cans need both a cap and a nozzle. The cap keeps the product from spraying inside the box, and the nozzle makes the can usable to the recipient. Pet food is treated the same as people food. Check expiration or best by dates and seals. If everything checks out, place it underneath the sorting table in a banana box. Make sure that anything else you come across is usable. You may also come across items that are too large to fit in a banana box, such as large bags of pet food or kitty litter or other bulk-sized packages. At the beginning of your shift, a staff member will point out the large items bin. Any of these items can be put in this bin. If you are able to follow along with these items, you should be all set for working the tables and salvage. This is the conveyor belt. Volunteers not stationed at the tables will be responsible for sorting items on the belt and placing them in their corresponding categories. Sample categories could include cleaning and home goods, meat, fish and poultry, fruit and vegetables, snacks, or drinks. All the stations have labeling stickers you will peel off and stick on the boxes you are packing. These stickers will go on the side of the banana box under the handle. In the bottom of the banana box, place a small cardboard square to cover the hole. Pack the boxes so that they are full but not bulging or overflowing. There is a 30-pound weight limit for the boxes. In order to know how much each box weighs, there are scales in between the stations to weigh them. We limit the weight of each box to make it easier to lift. When a box is full, place the lid back on and place the box on the pallet right behind the table. It is important the box is being stacked on the appropriate pallet. Once you locate the correct pallet, the stacking pattern will be 3 boxes on one side and 2 on the other. For the next row, arrange the boxes in a mirror reflection of the pattern below, alternating up to 5 rows high. The boxes should be slightly overlapping for support. Once the boxes on the pallet are stacked 5 rows high, we will remove the pallet and bring in a new one. Please be aware of the other stations. If you see that one station is getting overwhelmed, please help get them caught up, and then return to your station. When the shift is completed, we will make sure we have empty boxes both above and below the tables. We will also sweep up around the work area. In order to ensure the safety of our volunteers and employees, under no circumstances are volunteers allowed to start or stop the conveyor belt. If you need any assistance starting or stopping the belt, or have any further questions, please find a staff member and they will be happy to assist you. We hope you enjoy your experience, and thanks again for choosing to volunteer with us today.